Giving the word today, so let's all turn to Psalm 68, 1 to 10.
Alright, let's all rise. Psalm 68, 1 through 10. 10. Psalm 68, 1 through 10. We all rise for the reading of the word. Alright, I'm going to read from the ESV. You could read along in your mind or wherever in your respective translations. This is what God's word says. Excuse me. God shall arise, his enemies shall be scattered, and those who hate him shall flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so you shall drive them away. As wax melts before fire, so the wicked shall perish before God. But the righteous shall be glad, they shall exult before God, they shall be jubilant with joy. Sing to God, sing praises to his name, lift up a song to him who rides through the deserts. His name is the Lord, exalt before him. Father of the fatherless, protector of the widows, is God in his holy habitation. God settles the solitary in a home, he leads out the prisoners to prosperity, but the rebellious dwell in a parched land. O God, when you went out before your people, when you marched through the wilderness, the earth quaked, the heavens poured down rain before God, the one of Sinai, before God, the God of Israel. Rain in abundance, O God, you shed abroad. You restored your inheritance as it languished. You flock found a dwelling in it. In your goodness, O God, you have provided for the needy. Stand right there. God, you are good. There's nothing else to be said other than God, that you are good. I know we don't usually do this with your eyes closed, but together in unison, can we just say 3 times that God is good? That our phrase would be God is good 3 times. So 1, 2, 3.
God is good. God is good. God is good.
And we as your people proclaim that, not just today, but for the rest of our lives. Just I pray. Amen. Now, Psalm 68 is longer than 10 verses. It's roughly, let's say rough, let's find out, 35 verses long. Praise the Lord. When I look back at God's faithfulness, you know what? A lot of times when we go through struggle, when we go through pain, when we go through things that we do not understand, you know what's very interesting? When you have what we call a theology or a thought or a doctrine or a teaching or a truth about God, but our circumstance tells us a different story, then we have a dilemma. Is the truth, or is our circumstance tell us what the truth is? Because there's going to come a time, if not already, where your circumstance will tell you quite a different story than what you're called to believe. For instance, how is it that God is good when there's plenty of evil around the world? That is a big question that we always have. Where is God in the midst of all this evil? That God is faithful. When we've been praying so long for that thing that we so desire for so long, we say, God, if you're faithful, where are the answers? Some of us, we are praying that prayer desperately right before the moments of our tests. Some of us, we are desperately praying that before asking someone else. Some of us, we're praying that desperate prayer when we want something to pull through in our lives, and then when we get to that moment in life and nothing happens, we say, God, your word, if it is the truth, why did it not happen in my life in this very moment? Your circumstance will sometimes challenge the truth that you've been told. But I'll tell you this right now, your circumstance doesn't ever invalidate the truth of God. The truth of God will always stand regardless of circumstance. Now, God is a big God. He's a mysterious God. There's absolute parts that we understand about God, but there's other parts of God that we will never understand. He's infinite. He's big. He's huge. I have to think about really big things. Like, for instance, the ocean. Any of you guys love the ocean? I love the ocean. I'm terrified about the ocean. You don't know what's in the ocean. Like, we still haven't explored all the ocean. It's just so big, so grand. Like, if you ever swam next to a whale, anyone ever swam next to a whale? Most likely not. But you've seen pictures of these tiny little scuba divers next to these giant whales. I just freak out when I see that. It's like, because you're just in their element. You're in the water. It's so big, so great. It's so beyond you that you can't fully understand. You can't fully grasp it. It's just so big. Have you guys ever saw that movie Interstellar? Interstellar?
Yeah.
It's one of the most visually stunning movies ever. If you saw it in IMAX, it's very like mind-numbingly amazing. Like the visuals are so good, but the sound is also great. And you see all these things. There's so many things in space that are so grand, so big, that you can't comprehend how big it is sometimes. And with God, He is beyond anything of this universe. And it is foolish for us to say, God, we could box you into our own understanding. Because sometimes we say, God, what I see before me doesn't make sense. Therefore, that we sometimes come against God and say, God, you're not real, or God, you're not true. God, what you see, you're not faithful. Because we see very narrowly. We see very narrowly into life, but God sees infinitely. And so the thing is, when we see narrowly, we say to God, how can you be so true? How can you be so faithful? When we only see one direction, God sees many directions. Because when we only see one direction, we don't have all the answers, but God always has all the answers. And for the thing is, sometimes God doesn't reveal the answers to us because we're not ready for the answer. Sometimes we don't get the things that we want because God knows at the end of the day, if we were to get those things, it will not be a blessing, it will be actually a curse because we're not ready for it. God is true regardless of our circumstance. God is faithful regardless of what we think about it. And I like what Pastor James said last week. God is still going to be God. God is still going to be glorified regardless of our action. God is God no matter what. Whether we acknowledge or not, God is still in charge. Sometimes you're like, God, you're not in charge of my life. Well, God still is in charge of everything. It's not because we don't acknowledge it doesn't mean it invalidates God's goodness or His control of the universe. See, in today's passage, there's this lot of remembrance of who God is, what He has done. Because when you are faced with a situation where your circumstance doesn't line up with what you feel about God and you're not getting what you want, the temptation is going to be, I got to do what I got to do to make things happen in my life. So you try to do it apart from God, right? Like for instance, I'm not getting this in my life. For instance, I don't know. I'm not getting this particular relationship in my life. What you got to do, I have to take it into my own hands. I don't have to trust God. I have to reject wise counsel. I have to reject the counsel of my pastors, but I'll do what I got to do. I got to do me. You know, a lot of times we say this, yo, you do you. I'll do me. But at the end of the day, when we do that, when we reject counsel, when we reject the people around us, we just counsel ourselves. That is a path of destruction. That's a path of falling. Why? Because we all have blind spots. Some of y'all have never driven before. You'll drive soon. There's something called a blind spot. If you try to make a lane change without checking a blind spot, you might get a rude surprise. Like a big surprise. You gotta check your blind spots, but this is the thing. In life, we cannot check our blind spots just by ourselves. We need people around us to check our blind spots. We need each other to remind ourselves, hey, at the end of the day, when we are tempted with the thought that God is not good, that God is not faithful, that we have the communion around us to say, hey, you know what? I know what you're going through, and I've been there, but let us believe that God is still good in the midst of our circumstances. We need each other. Say to the person to your left and right, I need you. I need you. Say it with some conviction, I need you. Do it with a little bit of sass. It's more powerful that way. I need you. We need God. Say this, we need God. Somebody, I don't want somebody like, oh yes you do. We need God. As I was saying before, and I've said in the past, it's all about this. We love God, we love people, you cannot separate the two. Your level of love with God will be reflected in how you love the people around you. It's not about me and God alone, it's about us and God. Because there's going to be a time when we may forget the goodness of the Lord because of our circumstances. This devastation distracts us from seeing it. When you get devastated, the temptation is to be distracted. Distracted away from God into other things. And that's what we need our community of. I like how this song starts. It's a pretty crazy beginning. Verse 1 says this. God shall arise. His enemies shall be scattered. And those who hate him shall flee before him. Pray that you're not the one that hates God today. Because you will be scattered. This is the thing. And if you look at verse 2, actually no, verse 3, this is very interesting. It says, but the righteous shall be glad, they shall exult before God, they shall be jubilant with joy. When we say that we're the people of God, when God wins, we win. Some of us, have you guys ever read the book of Revelation? Well, very few. It's okay. Actually, it's not okay, but I understand. It's scary. It's like you see these monsters with like scorpion tails and like wings and people dying left and right and fire from heaven and burning. But if I were to sum up the book of Revelation in like in a couple words, it's pretty much this. So I want everyone to read Revelation with wisdom. So if you need help with interpretation, we have a pastor to help you. Revelation can be broken down into this couple words. God wins. So you're like, when the three-headed beasts come forth from the ground, you guys say to yourself, it don't matter because God just won. God wins. And if God wins, you win. If you're in the side of Christ, it's like this, he's on your team. If God wins, you win if you're on his team. Make a decision today to be on his team. Don't wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow's not promised. But you're here today. Make a decision for God today. Because sometimes the enemy will lie to you that God is not good, he's not worth following. What's the point of following God? I said this on last Friday night service, where there's going to be a temptation, said in Malachi, the people of God will say to God, how have you been faithful to us? How have we robbed you, God? Where are you, God of justice? And God says, I've been there this whole time. The question that we always have in our Christian life is, to God, do you love us? Do you love us? Do you love us? And I've been there where I've been like, God, do you love me? Where are you in my life? But the question is not, God, do you love me? The question is, do we love God? That is the bigger question. Because the question of God love is never the issue. God always loves us. But do we love God? Are we on God's team? And we have to constantly remind ourselves, God is so faithful to us, even when we make lists. Right? My past 4 years at this church, there's many moments where I failed. There's many moments where I failed my friends. There's been many moments where I failed in ministry and life. But then God has been so faithful to say, Mike, I'm still here, regardless of your failures. We cannot earn God's love through our successes, nor can we lose God's love through our failures. I dropped something hard on you guys. Pay attention. Your success doesn't earn more God's love, nor does your failure get less of God's love. God's love is consistent, it's forever. Thank you for those who said amen. Amen. Right. God loves you. Maybe I'll do it like that. If you get anything from this sermon, God loves you. He steps into your life. He doesn't step away from your life. And the only way you feel like he stepped away from your life is because you stepped away from him. Right? And I learned that the hard way. I said, God, you love me. He says, Mike, I love you, but you turn around. Turn back around. You'll see that one day. God always wins, and when he wins, we win, and when we win with him, we rejoice in that. It says here, I know for me, I'm not the most expressive worshiper, but there's some of you guys that you love to jump, dance, hula, everything, and that's amazing, because that's what's going on over here. When the righteous, the ones who are in God, they will shout with joy, they will be glad with the Lord, and when they sing these songs, they sing songs of God's faithfulness as a reminder that God is always faithful to his people. Because we need a reminder. We need to remember that the Lord is always good. And he is always faithful. That's how we live this. That's the first point. When we win, when he wins, we win, and we rejoice in that. Every Sunday morning is a celebration. When we sing these songs, I know some of these songs, like you say, how are we rejoicing? We're remembering God's faithfulness. sometimes we forget during the week, right? When we go through the week, maybe through Wednesday, first of all, when we turn around to Monday, when we look on Sunday night to Monday, we already have this dread, Monday. It's usually a day of defeat. But what if on Sunday night we remind ourselves that we're beyond the powers of Monday? And we're going to have a great Monday, we're going to have a great Tuesday, we're going to have a great Wednesday. And if we fall, we know that God has always been there with us. That song, I forget, it's called Never Once has God failed us. He's always been there. He's always been faithful. So that first point, when He wins, we win, and we rejoice in that. Let's come with me to verse 5 through 6. Actually, let's read from 4. I like 4. Let's talk about Him running through the desert. Sing to God, sing praises to His name. Lift up a song to Him who rides through the deserts. His name is the Lord. You could say Yahweh right there, capital L-O-R-D, Yahweh. His name is the Yahweh. Exalt before Him. Father of the fatherless and protector of the widows is God in His holy habitation. God settles the solitary in a home. He leads out the prisoners to prosperity, but the rebellious dwell in a parched land. Here, when we find our victory in God, we find that we remember His nature of goodness. See, if you look at the section real quick, it says He's the father of the fatherless and He's the protector of the widows. The father of the fatherless, the widows, the orphans, those are the most vulnerable people in society back in the day. Even maybe to this day too. They have zero protection. But God is their protection. See, where there's fragmentation, where there's brokenness in society, God is the one that brings it back together and makes it whole. God is a God of redemption. God is a God of healing. God is a God of protection. He protects His people. He doesn't say, oh yeah, go figure it out on your own. And you do you. No, He very much walks along in the process with us. Yes, we may not see Him all the time, but it doesn't mean His eyes are not off of us. His eyes are not off of us. If you look at even to this day, the people in Israel in that area, the shepherds, there's one main shepherd and there's like a little boy shepherd with another like sibling or like a relative. They're like little kids. And so when you actually drive through the streets around that area, you'll see these little kids taking care of sheep, and you're like, what is these little kids doing taking care of sheep? The sheep are bigger than the kids. What's going on? But this is the thing. The kids are taking care of the sheep. But if you were to get like a panorama, like I just when I took a panorama, I always suck doing the panorama. We had to go like all the way around. It always like gets cut up in the middle. That's besides whatever. But if you take a big panorama of the picture, you see the kids and you see the sheep. But if you take a wider angle, you'll see a man off onto the hill that looks at the children and looks at the flock. Because the father is always looking at the flock, but the kids can never see him. See this thing, you may not see the father, but the father always sees you. You say, God, where are you? I don't see your fingerprints in my life. Well, you being alive is one. And two, just because you can't see Him doesn't mean He doesn't exist. Doesn't mean He is back to you. He's watching. And when that father on the hill, that's the main shepherd, looks at the flock and looks at his kids, when he sees the wolf coming from the distance, he sees the wolf way before the wolf gets to the pack so that he can intercept the wolf. See, God is watching. And when the wolves of the demonic come after you, you better believe that He's intercepting them for you. That He is a shield before you. He is your comfort. He is your strong power. You know? Let's use all the Bible terms for believing. But again, God is good. Say it with me, God is good.
God is good.
Say it with me, God is good.
God is good.
The Lord redeems and makes whole. Where there's fragmentation or brokenness, God is the one that always brings it back together. And verse 7 through 10. Let's read this. O God, when you went out before your people, when you marched through the wilderness, the earth quaked, the heavens poured down rain, before God, the one of Sinai, before God, the God of Israel. Rain in abundance, O God, you shed abroad. You restored your inheritance as it languished. Your flock found a dwelling in it. In your goodness, O God, you provided for the needy. As I stated before, when we find our victory in God, when we find that God is good, that He's the source of all goodness, that we realize that He's always been there with us. For instance, it says in verse 7, O God, when you went out before your people, when you marched through the wilderness. Now, when you've been talking to a pastor or like a counselor or mentor, they always tell sometimes if you go to a difficult time in life, a difficult season, what is a season? No one really knows. It's a period of time in your life, whether it's a good season or a bad season. When you've been going through like a bad season where things are just not going great, they might say to you, you're going through a wilderness period. And you're like, what is that? What's a wilderness? I don't know if you ever had that question. Some of y'all look like, no, I never had that question. It's all good. I'll pose that question today. Some of you say, what's a wilderness season? What's a wilderness part of my life? It's a time in your life when things are not going great. When you may not even be able to hear God's voice, you may not feel His presence, things are hard, you're in the fire, everything's just falling apart, and you're just struggling. The struggle is real in the season of the wilderness. It's not easy. You're not like smiling, laughing about it. You're probably smiling, laughing after a revival, because you're still in the wilderness, but you know the love of God at that point. But you're going through the wilderness and you're saying, God, where are you? I've been praying for my family for so long. I've been praying for my relationship for so long. I've been praying for my future for so long. I've been working for so long, but no results. I don't know if some of y'all are in that boat right now. Some of you are like, I've been studying for so long, but I just cannot get that A+. I've been investing in this relationship for so long, but it just seems like nothing's going anywhere. It's just staying the same. We're going through the same struggles. We're going through the same fights. We fight the same fight on the clock, every hour, on the hour. It's like we're trying to break a record or something. And you say, man, that's a wilderness season. But you know what the funny thing is? In the time of the Exodus, how did God move amongst the people of Israel? What was He in the form of? Bible trivia, please. Don't break my heart now. How did God move? How did God physically move with the people of Israel? My heart's breaking.
Close the fire at night, clouds in the morning, something like that.
Is that the prophet Jason Yan? Is that you?
Yeah.
He said, yeah! Going out strong. Last game before Chief. He came as a pillar of cloud in the day, and a pillar of fire at night, and that's how the people of God saw Him move forward. And you know what's interesting? God moved ahead of them. See, this thing says, oh God, when you went out before your people, when you marched through the wilderness. See, in that very moment, God was walking not only in the midst of His people, but He walked ahead of His people at the same time. You read the Exodus portion of the Bible. God was very much in the thick of their community. And when you go into a wilderness period, you may say, God, where are you? God, I don't know, I don't see you. But this is the funny thing about God. When it comes to the wilderness, God went into the wilderness way before you entered the wilderness. He went ahead of you to prepare the way for you. So that when He says, follow me, it's not God following you, you are following God. But sometimes we get twisted. God went into the wilderness of your life way before you ever entered. Why? Because He's preparing you for something. And when I look back in my life and all the difficult times I had in my life, I'm not saying that God causes evil on us, but I know that God redeems every situation, every mistake we did if we come before Him in repentance and follow His plan finally. But I know that God is the one that always paves the way for us, and that He always has a way to teach us in every season. So it's so hard for me to believe in bad seasons if we understand that every bad season in the hands of God is always going to be a good season at the end. Right? There's always something to learn. There's always something to grow out. Right? Even in the wilderness, when they were walking in the desert in circles for 40 years. Can you imagine going in a circle for 40 years? Yesterday I took the 9B hiking. Hey. Someone liked it. No, I have these amazing videos of my You guys are gonna be pumped lots, just FYI. But anyways, it should have only took us an hour to get to the site. But our dear resident prophet, Andrew Johnson Kim, prophesied over us. Guys, go to sleep. It's gonna take us 3 hours. You know how long it took us to get to the site? 3 hours. And at one time, we were in a roundabout for 3 turns, trying to figure out where to go. And I was like, and then towards the end, Andrew's like, I'm so sorry guys, I cursed us all. And I was like, in the middle of the day, I was like, I'm just gonna drive back to church. I'm done. But he said, no, we gotta do it for the children, you know? Like, yeah, we ended up getting there, and then we climbed, and we jumped into the water. It was fun. There was a snake in the water and everything. But even in that very moment, I believe when we are tested and we're tried, even in the wilderness when we feel like we're going around in circles, especially through the conflicts and the struggles that we always struggle with, that even in the midst of the struggle, that if we look towards God and listen to His voice, that there is always a victory and a lesson to be learned. And a praise to come forth afterwards. Because our pain will lead to our praise. We have a joke, ongoing joke, with not ongoing. Actually, it's not even the whole pastoral staff, it's just me, Pastor Yuri. We like to make these pastor jokes to each other once in a while. Not once in a while, all the time. We say to each other, especially after Sunday, yo, did you pee today? Some of you are like, ew. Because when we talk about PP, we talk about pain. Like you went through, it was a tough Sunday or like a tough, like it was just a struggle, like a battle spiritually. But sometimes it's like a big spiritual battle. It's like, did you PP today? What do I mean by that? Did you go through the pain so that you can go to the promotion? Because pain can lead to your promotion if you do it well in the Lord. Your pain can be either useless or useful. It's again how you approach the situation, your mindset. And the hard bedrock mindset is going to be, do you believe that God is good in all seasons? When we sing these songs, do you believe that God is still good? That second song, I never heard of it, I think. It was good to me, I guess. I don't know, it was new. But I like the simple, good, good, oh. Yes, good, good, oh. It's so simple, but it's so true. It's always, also at the same time, so easy forgettable in the midst of pain. I'm going to close with this. Can you pull up a movie clip? Now, you all know me. I'm a big nerd. I'm about to show you an X-Men clip. Before the clip goes up, I'm going to show you guys X-Men. First class. Shh. The only class. Don't stop. I'm going to explain first. Come on. Now, for those who don't know, there's these two people. And the guy in the sweater, he's a guy called Magneto. He has the power of magnetism. I know that sounds weird and like goofy, but it's actually very cool. He controls magnetism. He can control like metal. He has magnets in his body, right? Or he has the ability to do magnetism. Now the other guy in this suit, he's Professor X. He has the ability to read minds and control people. He's a good guy, so don't worry about it. He's not going to do evil things with that. Now this is the thing. Magneto, the god, which one's Magneto again? Sweater. Good job. May that not be the only thing you remember from this sermon. Magneto is the guy in the sweater. He went through a tough childhood. He actually, if you see the beginning of the movie, he's actually a Jew that went through a concentration camp during the World War II. He lost his parents in the concentration camp. He's been experimented on. He had a tough child. He has a lot of scars in his mind, and that's been hindering him to reach his full potential, full power. He has this bitterness. He has this anger, this deep-seated anger and rage. And this is the thing, when you guys go through struggle and trials and tribulation, your wilderness, the temptation is to be bitter. The temptation is to be angry. The temptation is to be fearful. And that's what Magneto is. He's in fear, he's angry, he's bitter, he's enraged, but yet in that midst of that false sense of security and power, he cannot reach his full potential. And you'll see what happens next. Play the movie. Come on.
See that?
Now
Try telling him to face us.
know, I believe that true focus lies somewhere between rage and serenity. Would you mind if I... What did you just do to me? I accessed the brightest corner of your memory system. It's a very beautiful memory, Eric. Thank you.
I didn't know I still had that.
There's so much more to you than you know. Not just pain and anger. It's good too, I felt it. And when you can access all that, you'll possess a power no one can match. Not even me. So come on, try again.
Now you might say to yourself, okay, if we're using this illustration, this is like kind of like the application point for today. You may say, is Professor X is probably God then? You know, when you see like lion in which wardrobe, you see the lion, you see Jesus. You may say Professor X is Jesus or God. No, actually Professor X is you and me. See, Professor X is the believer that knows the truth of who God is and is imparting that truth to someone else. See, this is the thing. The only reason that if we are like Professor X and we're speaking to people who are walking in pain and bitterness, who cannot access their true potential, their true identity until we impart that onto them, that can only happen when you first believe that God is good. Because this is the thing. God stepped into our story. God stepped into our lives. He walked in our pain, and He brought us to a place of victory and glory and purification through His death and resurrection. And likewise, as we carry His Spirit, we have that same responsibility, that same ministry to remind not only of ourselves but the people around them that, hey, at the end of the day, your victory is not going to be your anger. Your victory is not going to be in your bitterness. Your victory is not going to be in what you can control, but your victory is going to be in Christ and how He will set you free. And are we, as the people of God, the representatives of God, are we going to step into other people's pain and walk with them as God has stepped into our pain and walked with us and been so faithful to us? See, victory comes from God, and we sing these songs to remind ourselves because at the end of the day, God is also telling us to expand that story and give Him more glory by stepping into other people's lives as God stepped into our lives. Professor X is not God. Professor X is you and me, the believers of Christ, who have the indwelling Spirit, who has the testimony of God's goodness, to say, guys, your truest victory, your truest selves, do not come from things of this world, but it can only come from the goodness of the Lord. Because this is the thing. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. God's victory is manifested in our lives. I'll read this final verse for us in today's passage. It's the last verse of this song. Awesome is God from His sanctuary, the God of Israel. He is the one who gives power and strength to His people. Blessed be God. we get empowered, it's not so that we feel good about ourselves. It's so that we glorify God in the process. So why not, if God stepped into our lives, let us step into the lives of others, so that God can get the maximum glory through our lives. And build more songs of His faithfulness. It's truly victory can only come in the Lord. And these songs that we sing are reminders